This time I want to show a battle from tier 1. This is because a lot of new players obviously start at this tier, but also because I want to show how fighting at tier 1 can actually be the best way to actually appreciate tactics over the simple strength of a particular tank. In this battle we are on the province map, which is often deemed as a camper's map, and to some extent it is true, because the way the map is designed is a bit difficult to attack without being spotted, so players tend to stay where they are and just do a lot of sniping, and that's exactly what we're going to be showing in this battle. On the other hand, there is no sniping possible, especially at tier 1 with limited view range, unless somebody does some spotting. So I'm going to be showing in this battle not only how to snipe from province, but also how important it is to have scouts, to have people who will go to key positions on the map and light up the enemy, so to say, in order for the rest of the team to pick at them and basically destroy them and win the game. Now on province we have two bases situated exactly at the opposite ends of the map, right there, and both are in the valley, so very visible from either of the two mountain ridges that you see on both sides, the left and the right. Actually, on this map it is commonplace to think that actually being a spawn that is starting the battle on the south map, which is this side, the side where I am on, actually yields a better advantage. It does to a point, but yes, it does have, in my opinion, a slight advantage for snipers. Why? Because it's much easier for this team here on the southern side to actually place spotters nearer to the right hand side than it is for the team on the north side, on the right side here, they spawn from about this point here, to actually place a spotter on this other side. Why? Because access to the spotting place is a little bit easier from this side than it is from this other side, and especially it's more effective because on this side you can have a spotter going down this little lane here and placing himself at G7 behind that house that you actually see there, right there. You can see it there where I'm pointing the mouse, and that way you will be able to spot a lot of the tanks that are placed in this area right there, those tanks that go inside the abbey here, as well as a few of those that appear on this side as well. The other team spawning from the other side is actually a little bit more handicapped, because they really ideally should actually place a tank here in order to spot effectively. But by doing so, the tank will be spotted, especially by the one that is here, and be easily destroyed. So yes, this side of the map has got a slight advantage, but that doesn't mean that it is a guaranteed victory. So anyway, let's see how this pans out. At the beginning of the battle, when I'm on this side, and obviously if I'm in a tank that is better at sniping than scouting, like it's in this case on the MS-1, which has got a very, very good gun and very good camouflage ratio, so it works well as a sniper. I've already asked somebody from the team to go at this spot at G7 and spot for us. You don't see it in the chat because I've disabled the chat, but anyway, you can see that actually quite a few of them have gone there, and that's a very good sign. And their work pays off, because within a few seconds, and luckily just as I'm actually taking my preferred position, a few tanks appear. In fact, look at that, 4 of them, and they should be easy prey. That's the first one.
They're knocked out.
Good. First kill, and that's quite quick. And then another one right there on top of the abbey.
Enemy armor is hit.
One hit. Come on, just one more.
Penetration.
Oh. Alright, somebody else caught him. That's fine. We're winning 3-2 though. That's not a very big advantage, considering that we had so many spotters initially.
Enemy
But
armor is hit.
a few more come up, and hopefully I should get this one,
Enemy armor is destroyed.
and I do. So okay, my tally is good, 2 kills.
Enemy is hit.
Let's see if we can get this one as well, but he manages to find cover. And what is annoying is the fact that despite the good spotting and the fact that the team is actually well positioned across the map. Look, we've got a few here, a few even down here, a couple of spotters there. There's me there. There's a couple of tanks along this ridge, and this other one who I believe is trying to go up that road and get a better view from there. Although I don't think that's a particularly good position in general anyway, but so it is. We're still only just winning 4-3, and you know, we should be winning like 5-0 or something.
Critical hit.
Okay, that was a lucky shot because I managed to track him,
Enemy armor is destroyed.
and then I've destroyed him. So my tally is going up. But look at the score, 5-5. What is wrong with this team? I mean, we should be really winning here, you know, really easily. We've got 2 spotters there. What I'm doing here is that I know, because if I look, did you see that? Can you see that? I'm doing that. Clicking on Alt on the keyboard shows up the last known enemy position. I know there's an MS-1 there, so I'm just firing a few shots, a few blind shots, bot shots, in the hope of maybe hitting him. And that medium one appeared but was eliminated very quickly by a lake tractor. But this game is still not progressing at all. Those 2 spotters are now climbing on the hill, and there's a couple of tanks which are just down there, as you can see, right behind that house. In fact, there's 2 of them. And I am a little bit concerned, but I'm not too concerned, because I know I've got this medium tank here, and especially that T1 that theoretically should have a clear shot at them. This medium one here is also trying to deal with it, but what's happening now is that those 2 tanks are actually spotting.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
I just carry on with my sniping, and I'm hoping to get that one there. Just 1 shot. All I need is 1 shot. Come on, just a little lucky shot. Got it.
They're knocked out.
Okay, look at my tally. It's now 5 kills. We're approaching Top Gun. But I'm not really that interested in medals. I'm interested in winning. And the team does not seem to be doing much against those 2 light tanks that are there at the bottom of our base, right there. And then on top of that, there's this lake tractor that is moving very, very dangerous towards our base. We also have an enemy right there, a T1, and I'm trying to help it by knocking out this medium tank, which of course moves always just as my shell is approaching. Look at that. Look at that. Back and forth.
Got him.
Finally got him. Okay, so that's one good thing. We've got an an allied tank that is actually going right there near the enemy base. And we had those 2 tanks near our base, but they've been gotten rid of. Okay, so what's left now? We've got this lake tractor. However, our T1 that was approaching the enemy base has been destroyed. So there we are. In fact, now it's actually looking pretty bad. Only 11-10 the score. All our tanks are near our base, and to be very honest with you, I'm not really sure what to do. But I now decide that it's time to deal with that lake tractor that is approaching the base. It's a threat, and now that the medium tank, as you can see, is being destroyed, and we've got 2 tanks there that have been taking quite a bit of damage, I think the best thing to do is go and deal with that light tractor before it's too late. So let's see how we deal with that. Not a clear shot. I've got to be very, very careful because he's very likely to spot me. So I'll backtrack. I'll just kind of wait for him to make a move, because he will. He is inevitably going to make a move. And oh dear, an MS-1 arrives. So a bit of leading.
Penetration.
I'm lucky there because he stops. Then I track him,
Got him.
and he's dead. I even managed to hit his ammo rack, so he blows up completely in a fiery explosion. But I still have that lake tractor down there. You can see it here near this house there, and that is a big problem. So let's just see if I can spot him without being spotted, because obviously there's that MS-1 with 3 kills on the enemy team that has probably got his gun already trained near our base, waiting for one of us to be lit up. And I'm just there waiting for it to come up, and there he is. And he makes a mistake.
Got him.
He stops, allowing me to take him out. Hang on a minute now. I've got 8 kills, and doing very well. I still haven't been hit once, so I've got a good chance of actually carrying the team right through to victory. Let's see what we can do. The first thing I decide to do is to abandon the position that I used previously, because obviously the enemy knows I'm there, so I'm not going to stay there. I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit. What I'm thinking of doing is to just gain my high ground again, just to see if I can have a better view on the battlefield, and then from there decide what to do next. I also think that T1 that is going up there near the enemy base is very likely to spot somebody. So I just got this feeling that it's a good idea to just stay here for a moment and just see if it actually does light up somebody. So I get to the top of this hill and stay there. Let's just see if anything comes up. I just go a little bit further down to get a little bit of a better view to the other side, and wait. Got plenty of time, and there it is. T1 doing a bit of back and forth.
Penetration.
The medium tank is doing his job, and I destroy it. 9 kills. Okay, so that's a good game, but I've still got one enemy with 3 kills, probably the best, or one of the best from his team. So I've got to be careful here. I'm expecting it to be lit up, and there he is. But what is going on here? The enemy is way too far. My gun is not that accurate, and then he manages to actually escape. He's actually reduced the HP of our T1 tank to just 5%, which means that T1 tank, it's a great risk of dying. I don't want that T1 to die. He's in the best position for me. He's spotting for me. So in the battle chat, I'm actually telling him to just approach the enemy base a little bit, just to go up a little bit. Whereabouts? A bit more here. Just going up that little ridge there and just popping his head, without even popping the head, doing what is called proximity spotting. That is, to spot enemies when you're at less than 50 meters, regardless of whether you see them or not. That's what I'm telling him to do in the chat. I've actually positioned myself in a good position. Look, I've got my gun trained exactly where I'm expecting the MS-1 to appear. There's plenty of time, so there's no rush. There's no need to rush it. There's 3 of us versus 1. It should be a guaranteed victory, but too much rush and we could actually be destroyed and we could lose. It would be a great shame. So here is the T1 making his final approach to the base. You can see it coming up there. He's doing exactly the right thing, and there you go. How can this be possible? Look at this. I'm just going to pause the game. He can't possibly see the enemy tank, and yet it pops up. Why? Because he's at less than 50 meters, and that the fact of being that vicinity allows the enemy tank to be lit up, even though there isn't a direct line of sight between the two. So I really would like to snipe at this, but I can't because I've got the Abbey in the way. So in the chat, I tell the T1 to stop. Just now, you saw me stopping there because I was actually typing on the keyboard and telling him to stop right there and don't move. Now, if that MS-1 was a more skilled player, that MS-1 will probably go out and nudge out a little bit, just enough to get rid of the T1. But he's not a very good player. He just sits there waiting for developments. That's bad. So I'll make the developments happen. I'm going to try and get a bit closer and get especially a better angle at this MS-1. It's no good, so I tell the T1 to stay there, don't move, and I am going to edge a little bit more to the left. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit, just to get a better angle on that tank. Is that enough? It's not enough. Right, okay. So let's move again. I mean, normally you wouldn't have all this time. You would be in a hurry, and that enemy tank would probably try and do something to stop me. But he can't spot me. I'm far too far for him. Finally I can see him.
Ricochet.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that as well. But luckily he doesn't move.
Critical hit.
3 shots now. 4 shots. Does the game want me to win?
Enemy armor
Oh,
is damaged.
finally. And it moves. Right. Okay, there's only one thing to do here, and that is to go a little bit closer. I will take one more shot, but to no avail. Time is beginning to run out.
That one bounced.
Yeah, right, okay. I understand that the game doesn't want me to win this game, but I'll carry on regardless. So what do? I go all the way to the left, right into that little space there. Yeah, you can see there in between those 2 rocks. I mean, really, I should have just charged and killed it. But I just think, well, why? I can just do a bit of sniping. The T1 is doing an excellent job. He's doing perfect proximity spotting without risk of being destroyed. And I'm sure eventually I should get to a position where I can successfully snipe it without getting into much danger. And there it is, just the top of his turret sticking out. Let the gun aim correctly, and it's done. So that was a very, very good game, because in the end I got 10 kills on the MS-1 without taking a single hit. In fact, I even wonder if I was actually ever spotted throughout the course of the battle. What is this to show? That on tier 1 you can win simply because of deploying good tactics, but on the province map it is crucial to have somebody spotting for you, and obviously somebody doing good sniping from the rear. Thank you for watching.